Good morning, everyone. Well, physically not 100%, but mentally still absolutely there. That was a test for Novak Djokovic today. He's through to the third round of the US Open. You have to say a little bit lucky. Let me explain. Yeah, he did come through in the end, but the way he did it, the manner in which he did it, the sheer will and determination that he had to dig deep. We saw signs of it last week in the build-up, and then of course we saw signs of it in that opening round match against Lerner Tien. At times he looked really good. At other times, well, the second set really took its toll physically, and you could see as that second set, particularly the latter stages of the second set, an increasing fatigue on the 38-year-old's body. Then of course, he had to call the medical timeout because of a painful right foot blister. That obviously is a problem, and he came back after that. It was a few minutes delay. He came back and closed out the match in the end. But, it wasn't easy. And he has now won 75 first-round Grand Slam matches in a row. That is an extraordinary record. The first player in the Open era to do so, I think it says here, John McEnroe, Jimmy Connors, and Ken Rosewall, they achieved it in the amateur era. So, Novak keeps making history, but physically, yeah, he was struggling. And when he came off court, he said, "I felt terrible." These are his words. It was one of the worst feelings that I can remember. But somehow or another, he managed to get through. And that's what the champions do. That's what the great ones do. They find a way. But you have to wonder just how many more times can he dig into that reserve of mental strength, because physically, it's going to be tough. As he said afterwards, he's 38 years old. The body breaks down at this age, even if you're Novak Djokovic. But he also said that he was very pleased with himself, particularly with the way he handled that second set tiebreak. Because you could see, again, he was tiring. He started to miss some makeable forehands. And then, Tien sensed the opportunity. He got the first blood in that tiebreak. He had a set point actually in the tiebreak. And if he'd have taken that, who knows what might have happened. But Djokovic held his nerve. He dug deep. He started to use his experience, started to use his know-how, and he came through that second set. And then from there, he gained the momentum. Broke early in the third set and served it out in the fourth. But again, it was a battle. It was a real test for him, and he admitted that afterwards. He said it was one of the toughest matches that IBE played in the last couple of years. So let's see how he recovers now, because physically, like I said, it's going to be tough. The foot's going to be sore. It's going to be swollen. It's not a major issue, but it's going to be uncomfortable. He's now through to the third round here at the US Open. It's gone, be his 11th. Third round match at a Grand Slam at the age of 38. Incredible. Only one other man has made more third rounds at majors at a more advanced age. That man is of course the great Ken Rosewall. So Djokovic is now level with Rosewall. They have both played 10 third-round matches at the age of 38. Rosewall edges it. He has one more, but Djokovic has a chance to make it 12, which would take him 2 ahead of Rosewall. He's chasing, of course, a record 25th Grand Slam title. But physically getting there? Well, that's going to be the issue. Can he do it? Who knows? But mentally, he's still very much there. We saw that today. He was able to dig deep, find that extra bit of reserve when he needed it most. But physically, yeah, as he said, he's struggling. All to play for in the third round, it's going to be another big test. But who knows? This tournament has thrown up some surprises already. And maybe, just maybe, if Djokovic does have any vulnerability, anyone can expose it. We'll see. It's going to be exciting. But for now, he's through. He's hanging on. Another day, another victory. That's the way it's going so far. But how much more can he give? That's the big question, and only time will tell. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and we'll have more from the US Open shortly.